Hey everyone, welcome back to Bite. So if you're like me and you've been reading some of the rumors regarding the iPhone 8, then you've more likely than not stumbled across the fact that the iPhone 8 will probably cost over $1,000. Now that price is absolutely insane, which is why I sat down, did some research, did some thinking, and I have come up with the reason for why this phone will probably cost $1,000. Now the reason why is actually fairly simple, but I just want to help some of you out there shed some light on this matter from a different perspective to maybe help you see what you're missing. Green for money. Alright, so I've concluded that there are two reasons why Apple will probably make us pay upwards of $1,000 for the iPhone 8. The first reason is simply the specs and the technology that is packed into this device. Reports are saying that the switch from an LCD display to a 5.8-inch OLED display will add about $35 to just the raw cost of the iPhone as manufacturing cost. Then you've got the inclusion of the probable 3D capable cameras on the back, which will help with augmented reality, and those will add about $20 to the raw cost of the iPhone. And like some sources are saying, this is just the tip of the iceberg. You can't forget about the Touch ID sensor that may or may not be embedded under the screen. You've got the faster memory, more storage, possible facial recognition, iris scanning, and all this is just crazy technology that's just going to add to the raw cost of the iPhone, which is why Apple is obviously going to demand more money to make up for those extra costs. I mean, when we really take a second to step back and look at it, this is some cutting edge technology, and if Apple can get that Touch ID under the screen, that is super cutting edge. Like, this is some Kung Fu Panda cuts you just by looking at it cutting edge. It's a big deal.
So sharp you can cut yourself just by looking. Ow!
And now it's time for the second reason why I think Apple will make the iPhone 8 be $1,000. This reason basically just boils down to simple logic and observing how Apple has been pricing their products throughout the past year or so. A couple years ago, the starting 13-inch MacBook Pro cost around $1,200. And that was already a pretty good price to pay, but ever since Apple introduced their new MacBooks, but ever since Apple redesigned their normal MacBook, they've taken that Pro price, the $1,200, and shifted them back all the way to the beginning of the lineup. So the standard MacBooks now cost $1,200. And then that led to the standard 13-inch MacBook Pro without a touch bar costing $1,500. So we can already kind of see a little jump in the price here, but it goes even further because they decided to release their touch bar versions. The 13-inch MacBook Pro with touch bar packs on an extra $300 coming in at $1,800. And then if you want the 15-inch with touch bar, you're going to have to pay $2,400. So you can just kind of see how Apple took the Pro price, the $1,200, shifted those back to the beginning of the lineup, just to the standard MacBook, and then decided to increase the prices from there. And I think that's what Apple is planning to do with the iPhone lineup. They have the iPhone SE, which they may release a new one for, as the cheap alternative, and then the prices just go up from there. So if we take a look at the current iPhone lineup, we have the iPhone 7, which comes in at around $650, and then we have the 7 Plus, which comes in somewhere close to $800, $760, I think. So if you were to place yourself in Apple's shoes for a second, it's just completely logical to make the iPhone 8 so much more expensive. With all these cutting-edge technologies inside of the iPhone 8, nobody would buy the iPhone 7s Plus, assuming the pricing stays the same, if the cutting-edge iPhone 8, the one step above that, was only $100 more. People would be saying, okay, I'll just spend an extra $100 and get the top-tier thing. So that's why Apple has to differentiate between the 7s and the 7s Plus, and then if you're willing to really go for it, if you want the best of the best, you have the iPhone 8, and that is top tier, and that has to be at least $250 more than the 7s Plus. Because otherwise Apple would be completely killing all their sales for the 7s Plus model, since the iPhone 8 has everything the 7s Plus would have and more. Cutting edge.
Ow!
So there you have it. That is why I think the iPhone 8 will cost around or upwards of $1,000. Keep in mind though that if the people at Apple are not able to embed the Touch ID scanner inside of the display, then we might be looking at a $900 price point because they'll be saving some money on that technology. So I hope I was able to shed some light on this topic from a new angle for you guys. And if I did, make sure to click that like button down there. It would help out a bunch. Also, leave me a comment letting me know how you think I did. And if you feel so inclined, if you think I've earned it, consider subscribing, as that would really mean a lot. Other than that, and as always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate having you guys here, and I will catch you in the next one.